the carrot cake. Everybody loves them. You can hide lots of veggies in them for your kids. They're just bloody delicious. It's Sunday, which means you get a whole lot more of me. So today we're gonna make carrot cake. I thought we'd change it up a bit, you know. We often make lots of we often make lots of savoury stuff, so let's make a cake. Just get all your stuff together, bosh it in the oven, easy as. Let's roll on to the ingredients. This is carrot cake for you. Ingredient central. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of this cake, and that's probably why it's always so delicious, because it has so many things in it. My suggestion is get everything together, all weighed out, ready to go, and then you just gotta make it, put it in the oven. If you're ever unsure of the ingredients or like how much it weighs or whatever, you can go to my website, which is in the comment section down below, and there are all my recipes. All my recipes from all my long form videos. Go there, check it out, and you know, you can always find everything you need there. Handy, very handy. We're going to quickly run through the ingredients and then we'll put it together. So we need to cook this at about 175 degrees. I think that's like 350 Fahrenheit. I shall double check and maybe I'll put it up here somewhere. But you want to get your oven on, preheating, ready to go, because once you actually have all of these things ready and we mix them, we want to get it into the oven as quickly as possible at the right temperature, because there's baking soda in here and that will start to react with the wet ingredients as soon as we put them all together. So I will quickly go through the ingredients. We have 2 cups of flour, about 300 grams, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of allspice. You know, these can be a little bit of a mix of whatever. If you had some cardamom, that would be yum. Always ground, but add it in. Maybe you could do half allspice, half cardamom. Just depends. I mean, you could just do 4 tablespoons of cinnamon. I mean, it would be very cinnamon heavy, but you know, whatever, each to their own. This, interchangeable. But what I would say is don't be shy with them, because there's a lot of stuff here that they need to flavour. Now, you're thinking, hey Del, funny looking carrot. Well, it's because it's a courgette. I had a courgette and I thought this is a good way to use it up. You want to have 2 cups worth of ingredients. Now that can be whatever you like. That could be 2 cups of carrot. That could be, like it is here, 1 cup of courgette, 1 cup of carrot, or maybe zucchini if you're in the States. 1 cup of each. It could be 1 cup of carrot, half a cup of courgette, and half a cup of grated apple. Whatever. You could probably even swap this out for some raisins. This, interchangeable as you like. Just make sure, you know, they're good. We all know me, sometimes I have them very weird looking ones in my fridge. They're a bit floppy and a bit meh. You know, ideally something nice and fresh and crisp and sweet will do the job. We need 3 eggs. We need 1 cup of sugar, and I've gone half really dark, half white. I also have a sugar tip for you. See this weird bit of like white wrap I have? Now, very hard. Because this sugar here, as you can see now, oh so soft, back to its regular state. Now let me see if I can find a bit down the bottom. It was all in massive hard lumps like this. Absolute nightmare. What are you gonna do with it? What you do, you put a bit of bread, or in my case, that tiny bit of white wrap, into the container. You leave it overnight, and then it turns into this. It turns into this soft, regular brown sugar again. Honestly, blows my mind. Learned that not even a year ago. This chick I follow on Instagram, The Messy Chef, she's great. She put it up on her story and it honestly blew my mind. I was like, how have I been in the business for 20 years and never learned that? Honestly, game changer. Try it out. Back to the ingredients. Then you're gonna need nuts or whatever you've got. Seeds. It can be whatever you like. It can be just walnuts. It can be just pecans. In my case, I just had a mixed bag of nuts in the cupboard and found some shredded coconut, and I thought, you need to be used up. So what I've got here is about 120 grams, 1 cup of a mix of it. It is mostly nuts and some of the shredded coconut. But, you know, if you were allergic to nuts, put seeds in. bloody great. Just give them a little chop, you know? You just want something that's a little bite in there. We need some salt. We're gonna have some nice pinches of salt in it. I've got a bit of yogurt. If you have buttermilk, maybe even like kefir, something like that, great, use that. We need some oil, a little bit of vanilla essence, and then this guy, crushed pineapple, he's the secret ingredient. I don't know if a lot of people put it in there, but we're gonna have about 3/4 of a cup's worth of this, so about 175 grams of crushed pineapple with the juice, and then we're gonna put it all together. So what we're gonna do is first get the eggs whisked with the sugar, the vanilla, and the oil, and we kind of want to emulsify it. So we're going to mix it all together, and then in that kind of like, you want this like emulsified, whipped consistency of your eggs and your oil and your yogurt. You just kind of want it all to be bound really nicely, but I'll show you where we put it together. It probably makes about 2 cake tins worth, you know, like you've got the flat ones where you make like a Victoria sponge. I do not own one of them, so I'm just going to use a regular, you know, pot pan, the one where you... That was close. Oh my God, we nearly sent the eggs flying. That would have been a disaster. Anyway, get this guy back. You want one that you can remove the base out of, so it's easy to push out, or a springform tin if you have one. But this will probably make quite a lot of mix. Like I said, it will usually make 2, and I don't want this to be too thick because otherwise it's going to take like forever to cook. So I'm going to do some of that, and then I'm also going to make some cupcakes. My next door neighbours are fixing their fence, and I thought, you know what would be lovely? Take them a little cupcake for maybe morning tea or afternoon snack or something. And I found some cute little orange things. So, you know, they're like carrots. Cute. So I'm gonna make 4 muffins also. But yeah, let's get it together. Apologies if we can hear the little hum in the background, that's the oven on, because like I said, you want to get it on and ready to go. So we're just going to get the wet stuff together. Here I've got the oil, we're going to add the eggs, and the sugar, and the vanilla. So we need just 2, oh my God, this is impossible to get off. Oh my God, maybe we're not going to be putting any vanilla in this cake because I cannot get the lid off. Oh, got it. So we'll go 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Yum. And what we're going to do, we're going to get that whisked up first and get it kind of emulsified, and then we'll add in the yogurt. Okay, so can you kind of see what I mean? It's like emulsified, it's all come together, it's quite thick, and yeah, it kind of doesn't look like there's like oil that's going to separate or anything like that. So that's all you want to do, is get it together like that. Then we'll add in the yogurt and just give that a whisk too. And also the reason why you want to do this is because you don't want to beat the mixture too hard once you've added in the flour. You just kind of want to be able to fold it all together, and then that's it. You don't want to be really beating it hard, because then you're going to kind of like lose that nice soft textured crumb. So yeah, that's the wet. And then we are just going to add the dry. So give this guy a stir, make sure they are all even. That's the bicarb, the flour, and the spices. So in they go. And we'll add in the veg, the crushed pineapple, and some of the juice, the nuts and coconut, or just nuts in your case it might be. And finally, a really good pinch of salt. So you probably want a good pinch. Salt is, we know it's my favorite ingredient. It's a great flavor enhancer. It just brings everything together. Just mix it up and that's it, done. Ready to go into the tins. And that's it. It's so simple. Like I said, the hardest bit of it is the ingredients. So now let's just get it into the containers. To line this tin, we can do it one of 2 ways. But the easiest thing to do, first of all, is to be able to line the base. So you want to take a rectangle and you're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half again. And then like this and like this. So you're going to get a triangle. And then what is amazing is that you measure from the middle to the edge and you will have the perfect circle to fit in your tin. So simple. Tricks of the trade. But not a lot of people know. They just make life that little bit easier. Or you can do it the other way. So you can literally just take, you know, your rectangle and you can just smush it in. And you know, this is a bit caker vibes. You get that wrinkly edge. It's also a bit less maintenance. You know, all I would do is just trim the edge. So up to you how you'd like it, whether you want that perfect edge, if you were going to ice all the way around the outside, or just a, you know, way more organic vibe. Also a little bit easier because you don't need to do any cutting. So it's going to look something just like that. You know, as casual as you like. I mean, the only thing is you have to be careful here. See, like this edge, that your mix is going to kind of go in there and you might be stuck with a bit of grease proof in your cake. But you know, it's up to you. And then we just add the mix. Give it another little stir. And remember, I'm going to make some for the guys next door, so I'll do them first and then the rest can just go into here. You just have to make sure that if you're doing muffins that they're filled about the same, but good tip, if you were making this, you could make them all into muffins and then, you know, it's a perfect little individual bite because Greedy Guts over here always takes a bigger slice than she needs, but also handy for, you know, for week. Lunch boxes, lunch for the kids. That's them, and then we'll just put the rest into the tin. Into the oven they go. So I'll put a timer on for maybe like 20 minutes. We'll have a look. We'll stick a little skewer in, see if they come out clean. If they don't, they can have a bit longer. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, these are going in, and then we're just going to make the toppings. Cakes are in the oven. If we're lucky, while we're recording this, the timer might go off to say, "Hey, your muffins are ready." But we're going to make the frosting. So one thing about baking is they say that it should be precise. Now, I think that's probably why I like cooking. Can be a little bit more this, a little bit more that. But there is also a tiny little bit of leeway. If you're making something extremely particular, yes, you have to be precise. But making this frosting, this can be a little bit more to taste. So it's meant to be half a cup of butter. As you can see here, probably a little bit more, because I want to make sure that I have got enough. I do not want there not to be enough frosting on the carrot cake, because that is depressing. So I've got, you know, just over half a cup, and what I am going to do is just pop it in the microwave because it's really quite cold here, and what you do need is for the butter to be pliable. It will get beaten anyway. If you didn't have a mixer like this, you can just use you can use one of these guys. If you're wondering where the cable's going, it's into the drawer because I seem to have it caught on something. Anyway, so we're going to take this, and instead of using cream cheese, I'm actually going to use sour cream because I thought, do you know what? It's more delicious. I just like sour cream. But if you were making this with cream cheese, same, half a cup. And then we just need the sugar, icing sugar, and it's a lot. I don't know if there's any other way that you can do it without putting as much in. You know, you can reduce it a little bit, but there is a lot of sugar that goes into this. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, that's it. So let's get this on. And that's where the good old spatula is very handy. 1, 2. And then the only other thing that I'm gonna add is a little bit of orange zest because, you know, delicious. They go with kind of all them things that are in the cake. You could even put some zest in the cake if you wanted to. And a little bit of lemon, just to kind of break through creamy richness. That's the alarm for the muffins. Let's go have a look. Okay, so here we go. As we can see, and I was saying, cake starting to colour a little bit on the back. So I'm going to turn him around and he can go back in. And then the muffins. So I've got a skewer here. I'm just going to stick that in. Don't know whether we can see here, but there's still some stuff on there. So I reckon they're probably going to need another 15 minutes. We'll pop that on for another 15, pop the timer on, and then we'll have another little look. And I'll just give them a little turn round. But don't they look great already? I am excited to eat. So we just popped another 15 on the timer for the muffins, and then we'll have a look. And also at the same time then, we will have a look at the cake, because then it will have probably had about 45 minutes. And like I said, it's colouring a bit on the top there, so we might need to just cover it up with a little bit of foil, but we'll do the skewer test and we'll have a look when we take the muffins out. Anyway, back to the icing. So that's all in there. And like I said, this is icing sugar, so it's probably going to go everywhere. So chef tip, la la, we get this guy. Here's your tea towel, and we tuck it all the way around and we turn it on, because then it's going to stop the the icing sugar going absolutely everywhere. You can obviously have a sneaky little look and turn it up a little bit more. Whew. Okay. So the butter has had a little bit of time to work into the sugar, and we will just now add in the sour cream. Lift the lid up, add the sour cream, and then slowly beat it together. Really tidy up. And while you're making it, every now and again, just scrape down the sides, just to make sure that there's nothing hanging around in there that hasn't been mixed in. Also though, to this, I am going to add a little pinch of salt, just to, you know, bring it all together. Anyway, this is going to carry on mixing. And so that's it. I'm just going to put that to one side. And then when the cakes are completely cool, we can ice them. And then there's just one last thing. I want to make a little garnish for the top. So I have a few little bits of leftover walnut pieces. This is not necessary, but man, they are yum. So we're just going to put the last few walnut pieces that I had, and sprinkle of salt, some honey. It doesn't matter that it's kind of all in one place, because as it's in the oven, it will melt. So like that, some honey, and just a tiny little nugget of butter, and that's it. They're going to go into the oven for probably about 8 to 10 minutes. Keep an eye on them, because they will burn quite quick because of the honey, and these things are just delicious. And then we take them out and we let them cool, and then we just crunch them up all over the top of the cake, and oh my god, it's going to be great. They are finally cool, thank God. It feels like forever. These are the little walnuts that I made. So as you can see, they're kind of all together in one sheet, but we can just break them up like that. And they are just going to go all over the top and be this lovely little salty bit of deliciousness. And now all we have to do is ice it up and try one. So as you can see, that icing now just lovely and thick, and that is what we want. Yeah. Delightful. Also, you may be wondering why there are only 3. When I bought them in from outside, I dropped one on the floor and stood on it. Well done me. And then just a few little walnuts on top, and maybe on the counter. And that is it. Carrot cake, frosting, done. I mean, like I said, I know there's quite a few ingredients in it, but you can always, you know, adapt them to whatever you've got. The canned pineapple is a really great way to make it a little bit cheaper. You know, if you don't have the dark brown sugar, well then just use white. Like, it doesn't matter. You can amend it as to how you want it to be, but that's it. So I suppose we should tuck in. Ooh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'll go for a cupcake. I'll go for a cupcake. Oh yeah. I mean, what's not to love about carrot cake, hey? It's sweet. It's delicious. And yeah. Full to the brim of stuff inside, and just, you know, the perfect thing to share with friends. having said that, I'm going to take these two and finish mine, go give them to the neighbours, because it's just started raining and I think they'd appreciate a perk up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for being here. Love you all. Bye.